Hey, it's Dr. Karen here. Welcome to this week's Spiritual Medicine Digest. And I really want to share with you time creativity. That's the title for this week's Spiritual Medicine Digest. And by the way, if you're new to my channel, I would love for you to hit the subscribe button and even the notification bell so every time I do a new video, you will be notified. All right, so our topic, time creativity. Well, let's just put it this way. I, not very unusually, have a lot of things on my plate. Don't we all, right? I don't know if you know your human design, but I'm a manifesting generator and wealth dynamics profile. I'm also a creator. So not only do I have that Energizer Bunny human design profile, I also tend to do multiple things at the same time. Kind of like an octopus, like hands and a whole bunch of things. Otherwise, I get bored. No, seriously. What I noticed is that I can't help myself because sometimes I just really, really love what I love. And so luckily for me, I work in a profession and career that I absolutely love, and work is play. I would say 99% of the time. So one of the things I was playing with the other day, as I was pondering to the universe, how am I going to rewrite all these web pages into this new format? And even though I'm not the one having to transfer it from one, course hub to another, I'm like, wow, some of these are 50 pages long, right? So I'm pondering this. And then I took a 1-hour class with one of my mentors, one of my business coaches, Tim Francis, and he was showing us how one could take like an instructional video. This is how you do this. This is how you do that. And create a very, very organized, let's just say, how to do this list. But I mean, amazing. He calls it a 360D or a 360 delegation. It is very thorough. And he made a custom ChatGPT. So if you happen to not be online and not know what that is an AI powered app that you can use sort of like an assistant. So at first when he showed me this months ago, I was like, I don't know about AI, right? He's like, hang on, let me just show you the power of this. So he showed me an example, and I think my jaw hit the floor. I was like, wow, that was fast. So after taking this class on Monday, being open-minded now about AI and all that kind of stuff, I was like, this is pretty powerful. So as I was pondering this pile of work that I am a little behind on, and my team is waiting for me to do something with these pages, I thought, let me just ask Charlie. Charlie's the name of my ChatGPT, Charlie AI. So I said, hey, Charlie, okay, I have a question. So I have a template, my mentor Marcus helped me with business training for many, many years. So he's like, your landing page, web page should really look like this format. But I've got this format, right? So I said to Charlie, I said, okay, so this is the format I want. And I got something really long. So can you take what I wrote over here and plug it in the right place over here and make it shorter? And Charlie's like, sure. Okay, let's see how you do it, right? So Charlie does it, and I'm reading. I'm like, yep, sounds like, yeah, that's exactly what I said. And I said, okay, well, I want you to flush this part out. I want you to put that part back in. Charlie did, and I'm like, this is good. And I thought, man, has it only been half an hour? Like, I'm thinking I got to write this thing. It's going to take weeks to rewrite all these from scratch, right? So I was like, okay, let's see how fast I can do this. So I ended up doing like 4 or 5 in the span of, an hour and a half, 2 hours, something like that. I was pretty impressed. And then, I'm getting to the point in a moment. And then I thought, well, there is something called a custom GPT. So I asked Charlie, I said, hey, can you make me a custom GPT so that I don't have to type the same thing every time? Okay, remember when we did this other thing? Can you make it look like that? And Charlie's like, of course. I said, I don't know how to do it. So I was like, You do this, step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4. So I'm following all the steps. Oh my gosh. I made a custom chat GPT just specifically for this, website improvement. And I was so enamored with it, I just kept, experimenting. Now keep in mind, I believe that you need to use discernment in whatever tool that you use, whether it be AI tools or not. So if you happen to have this, no AI for me, that's okay. Just know that there are people who are using it, like myself, and I'm hopefully in a very discerning way to know where it's helpful, where it's not. So I'm not going to ask ChatGPT, how to cure cancer, right? You know what I mean? But I am going to use it for things that said, hey, I wrote this. Can you make it more polite? And I said, or hey, can you add emojis? Or hey, can you please, fix the grammar because I'm in a rush, right? Those things, super helpful. Uh, and yeah, so I got so enamored with this, I actually made 3, maybe 4, 3, at least 3 custom GPTs to save me and my team time. Why? Because there were so many other creative things that I could be doing and not necessarily just correcting grammar, right? I mean, you have Grammarly for that possibly, right? But there are other things. So what would have taken me weeks took me hours, which is pretty incredible. So time creativity. So I think what's happening is that even though we have felt the energy of things speeding up in the world, there is a literal 3D version of that where we can either choose to focus our energies on creativity and perhaps in my case allow certain tools to amplify that so I can actually do what I love and create something new rather than rehashing the old and trying to correct it and edit it and all that kind of stuff. And some people are really good at that and they do it amazingly, and that is okay. That is okay, and that's awesome. Me, not my favorite thing, right? So this time creativity is like, hey, just saying to the universe, I wonder how I wonder how am I going to do this, right? Led to a series of synchronistic events, which gave me the answer. So if we are open to the possibility of time creativity, the universe can give us a solution if we're open to it. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean that your solution is going to be AI, right? It may have nothing to do with that. It could be very, very different. It could be a friend. It could be saying something, this is how they do something. It could be, something you see on social media that somebody did something and like, oh my gosh, that's a great way to do things, right? It doesn't have to be technology. I just happen to love and also respect, healthy respect for technology and its place as well. So this week, think about, if you have that feeling, especially during the holidays of, wow, there's lots to do, time crunch, that kind of thing. It's like go into that stillness and even just to ask, hey, would love to know the how, help me out here. Now, in my case, I didn't actually have to ask. It was just a thought, right? So it gets faster and faster as we go into stillness. And it's like the universe and your God team, source team already knows, oh, she's thinking that, okay, but here's the answer. It can be really, really fast. And that's so fun and exciting when that happens. You feel like this collaborative, co-creative process with you, the universe, the God team, and of course there are surprises because otherwise why would we be here on this planet if everything was boring? We knew what it was going to be. So I am seemingly constantly surprised and enamored with life and just how things unfold, even if things are not perfect, right? Even if things are not like what we desire them to be or how to be, that kind of thing. I totally get that. Yet we can look for and maybe expect, without attachment, time creativity. So we can help ourselves by allowing the universe to help us in whatever way, shape, or form that resonates with us, that works with us. So I'd love for you to, type in the comments and let me know. Now, you don't have to talk about whether you like AI or not, but have you noticed anything like that where you're just in stillness or where you're just like, I need help, and then a solution comes, and then you save so much time? Yeah, it's pretty neat. You don't have to love tech like I do, but if you hate tech, I would highly recommend that you heal that relationship so that you can be at least neutral. So let's do a Topican healing today. Let's see. Yeah, let's remove resistance and unwillingness to open ourselves to that time creativity and see what else comes up when we start doing our Topican healing. So go ahead and rub your hands, get nice and warm. If you want to do it this way, this is optional. This is great for first timers and stillness through observing internal movement. That is the system and the method we are going into stillness by focusing on our body. So relax. If it's safe for you to do so, go ahead and close your eyes. Focus on the inside of your body. Focus on your hands or wherever it is that you just moved. Feel any energy, movement, waves, tingles, particles in that area, and just follow the flow wherever it goes. You're following the movement and therefore following the energy of where it goes. Don't need to make it go anywhere, just follow the flow. As you do that, your mind being busy doing that, you enter the 0-point field where we can create and activate our healing. So this Topican healing directive, let's start with this. Go ahead and make sure you're really connected to your body and you're noticing where the flow goes, because you might notice a shift as we do each directive. Here we go. So I now command anything preventing us from being fully open to time creativity, to enjoying the process of doing what we desire to do in a faster, easier, more efficient way, especially when we have other things that we would love to do and enjoy, that all that resistance and unwillingness be healed, and this and all the timelines where we exist with ease, speed, and grace. Thank you. Okay, here's the next one. I now command that my connection to the still point, my source team, the universe, be aligned, be optimized, and maximized, and that every thought that we have or what it is we desire be immediately translated into a solution for us, that we are completely open to that solution from the universe, from the help and support for our God team. Let's go ahead and heal all of that, optimize it, maximize those relationships with ease, speed, and grace. Thank you. Now, last but not least, let's do an energetic relationship harmonizer for what we perceive as time in this dimension. Because sometimes we really say things like, I don't have time, blah, 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 and it can really slow us down actually from our manifestation. So let's heal that. I now command that the energetic relationship for each of us and time and all concepts of time, time-related things, be healed, harmonized, and optimized in the highest and best way, all directions of time, with ease, speed, and grace in all timelines where we exist. Thank you, thank you, thank you. If you want, you can take a breath in and out. Feel in your body. When you're ready, you can open your eyes. If your eyes are closed, I'd love for you to put in the comments, what was that like for you? Did you connect with any of those directives? Did any of them really make a shift in your body? Might not have, or might have. Love to know. And then any other insights you have, especially any stories you have around time creativity. Have you been able to seemingly squeeze in a lot of things in a short period of time where you never really expected it? I think it's kind of fun. So if you're having fun with that like I am, I'd love to hear from you. So some announcements for today. We are re-airing a very important episode of Light Warrior Radio with one of my friends. Her name is Elle, and she is wonderful at helping women connect with their, entrepreneurial side, but in a feminine way. So much of business is masculine. I should know. And for us to experience it in a different way, Elé de Posson is going to tell us how to, kind of not get into burnout when those patriarchal types of energies that are in business can be like right in front of us. Like, how do we recognize them and how do we break free from that? Also why it's important to balance the receiving with the giving. So the receiving is more feminine, giving is more masculine. And then some of these things that you might have heard if you're a woman, not the nicest words, but the witch wound, the bitch wound, and the whore wound. Yes, hopefully this will not get an X on YouTube. Anyway, so so those are wounds, feminine wounds that so many of us have had. She's going to talk about that, especially in the perspective of business and being a business owner and an entrepreneur, or even being a career woman. So I think this is a really important one. So I think it's a really great idea that we are re-airing this right now. Also, a couple of reminders. If you missed the Ask the Doctor's LifeWave replay, is available now in the Kajabi portal. We'll put that link below on how to access that. Also, my friend Peter Shank, Modern Day Mystic, has that pendulum for sale. It's the infallible pendulum. We did that radio show last week. So as of this recording, there is a 30% discount code for our people. So if you're a subscriber here, you will have that, and I will put that below. They're a limited number, so please pre-order yours now. Delivery probably in January 2025 is my understanding. And last but not least, the Anxiety SOS program is going to be open and available through, I think, December 31st. I say I think because I'm trying to think of when we shut this card off anyway. Anyway, so Anxiety SOS program is for sensitive souls who are feeling not so great, especially during the holidays, which is why we're relaunching it now. And it's just going to be for a couple of weeks more, and then we're going to shut it down. So as we're building these website pages, right? I haven't built that one yet, actually. So this particular one, we look at the biological reasons, like what's happening in your biology that's causing and contributing to the symptoms of anxiety, pressure, stress, etc. And we kind of do a Topican healing deep dive into this Anxiety SOS program. Then we look at some of the spiritual things. A lot of people have no idea some of the spiritual things that can cause these issues. They think it's their problem. They think it's I got to take a pill, or I got to do some tapping or something like that. They're missing huge amounts of information causing and contributing to their anxiety symptoms. And then there's the dimensional. Well, we won't even get into that because most people don't understand anything dimensionally, but there are things in dimensions that can contribute, including feeling what your other versions of yourself and other alternative timelines are feeling. I'm just going to say that. And then, of course, environmental, which is what most people are, at least most consciously learning, this kind of stuff. People, it's not a sentence. Things like electromagnetic radiation, things like nutrition, things like, some of the more regular stuff. When I was building this out, I just realized, wow, there's a lot of stuff in our environment that could be causing or contributing to this. And tools, amazing tools that we can help ourselves with to stay calm and peaceful. Because here's the thing. If we are not calm and peaceful, we are literally co-creating and manifesting in the future more of what we don't want. Yeah. So it behooves us to actually really be responsible and to get to that calmness and be able to access that calmness at all times whenever we desire. So that is kind of like a mini mission, right? Anyway, so thank you so much for joining me. And if you are joining me near and around the Christmas time 2024, wishing you and your loved ones a beautiful, beautiful holiday season. All the best. Much love. Remember to send me a comment below and hit like if you like this video.